Hello Cipher, it's lovely to see you today, and thanks for inviting Midlands Music Scene to come and have a chat to you today.
Hi.
We're going to talk about the new book you've just released, but can you give us a little flavour for the people that don't actually know you very well, because obviously in the hip-hop scene you are very well known. Can you tell people who aren't that familiar with where your background is in music and where you've come from?
Okay, my name's Cipher Jules. I've been involved in the music industry within 25 years. I started off as a DJ. I used to DJ on a radio station called Quest FM many years ago. Then I started DJing in clubs, because I was DJing in clubs when I was very young. Started making beats, started rhyming. Around about 1990, I released my first record, and I started my own independent record label, and I've been doing that, involved in music ever since. So along that time, I've promoted shows, events, ran a label, ran a distribution company.
Do you want to say what the label is?
Cipher Entertainment. So I've just been involved in, I've done a bit of everything involved in terms of hip-hop and in terms of the music industry, really.
Now you've moved into a different sort of part of your music life, would you say? You're sort of moving into a different sphere where you can actually help other people.
Well, I got into doing youth projects again through music. It was around about 2002, 2003. I always used to be into sports as well, so I used to try and help out and volunteer at little, community centres and community groups to do sports. So, but I kind of really got into the music. So around about 2002, we released the album Power and the Glory MD7. We're doing really well, and then what happened is people started asking me if they could bring, young people to come and, spend time with us in the office or shadow us, when we were doing some work. So we started getting work experience people, and because obviously there were, these youngsters, they were involved hands-on in projects. So more and more that started to happen. There was more people coming. More people wanting to get involved in what we were doing. So kind of like through that, I got involved in running music projects and youth projects for young people, and I found that I had a passion for it. So it went from music to just general life, youth development and educational development and things like that. So now my thing is about helping young people in every aspect, in terms of my thing is about economic development for young people, setting up their own businesses and careers and stuff like that. So that's a lot of the work that I'm doing now. So I feel that my time as an artist, I still do a lot of beats and stuff like that, still keep my ear to the ground to see what's happening, still write rhymes, but I'm going more into that aspect of things than being out there as an artist now.
Can we see a copy of the book, Cipher?
Yeah. This is my book, The Secret Money Manual. Practical strategies for building and maintaining wealth for the hip-hop generation. So this
and you launched this at the Drum in Birmingham, didn't you, in December?
Yeah, in December. You came along, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Yeah, and really, this is where my passion is, because I sincerely, for me, see it as I know what it's like when you're very young and you kind of trying to find a way of supporting yourself, and it's tough times now. So for a lot of youth, it's about how am I gonna, the little money that I've got, how am I gonna manage to be able to make the most of it? One, two. How am I going to make? How am I going to be able to make more money? How am I going to be able to get a job? How do I set up a business? Once I've got a bit of money, how do I spend it? You know, how do I invest it? You know, how do I maintain it? You know, how do I buy a house? How do I, how do I, what about renting? What about planning permission? So I talk about all of these different things that nobody ever tells you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially if you're coming up, nobody ever tells you this. They never teach you in school. They don't teach you. You know, it's like you have to learn along the way, don't you?
Yeah. Make your mistakes.
Make your mistakes, and some of those mistakes can be very, very painful.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, let's give a guideline, a manual for people to be able to use to do that. It's marketed really at, when I say the hip hop generation, so it's you could be you could be like 14 to like 60. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really an age thing. It's about people who live in cities and that kind of environment, that urban environment. So, yeah.
Which particular chapters would you say are really, really key chapters?
Well, I would say all of them were key chapters, because I mean, I literally, when I sat down and wrote the book, I mean, I literally was like, everything that I know, how this is done, I'm going to put this in there. Furthermore to that, I'm going to speak to people that I know. So I'm blessed, really. I've always been a person that I meet people. You know, I've done a lot of different jobs in my life as well. You know, being in music, one of the things about music is if you're a musician, you can't, I don't know about some people, but I know my experiences, you couldn't just survive off the money that you were making from music. So I was always doing other things in the background as well. So I'd be doing my music, but I'd be doing a variety of other things as well to support myself. So those artists that are blessed enough to be in that position to just do music, take advantage of that situation. So anyway, I was kind of blessed really to be experienced in a lot of different situations, a lot of different professions. So I know a lot of those people. So I could call a friend who's a stockbroker and say, how'd you do this? You know, I could call a friend who's senior in a bank and say, how does this work?
So they're giving back to you, and now you're giving all this back to everyone?
Definitely, because the reality of it is if you don't share the knowledge, then it's dead. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. You've got to share it, and who to share it with, you know, who needs it more than the most vulnerable people in the poorest areas and neighbourhoods in society.
So for the people that haven't actually got the money to buy the book, how are you reaching out with that message?
Well, I'm doing some workshops and some events. Going to be doing one. We did Birmingham, but I'm going to be doing one in London on the 25th of April. And then, you know, all being well, we'll be doing. We've got plans already to do Manchester, Bristol, Nottingham, Sheffield, and then from there we'll see where we can, you know.
Excellent. So getting out there, getting out to the people and sharing that knowledge in the workshops with
Definitely.
Is that all age groups? Or?
All age groups. That's open to all age groups.
How can people find out about that, Cipher?
Good point. They can. I mean, I always post everything that I do on my Facebook page. So my Facebook page is King Cipher Jules. They can find me on there, add me, and definitely I will post all the information about what I'm doing on there. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So after that project, what's coming up? Because you're obviously a very busy person, always involved with things.
Yeah.
What other things would you like to tell us about?
Well, I got an album. I got an album that we're doing, and we're also doing an MD7, a Moorish Delta 7, you know, sort of like, and friends and family concert that we're going to be doing in the summer.
Have we got a name for the album yet?
The album is called A Better Tomorrow.
Oh, that's really positive.
A Better Tomorrow. So it's named after actually a film, you know, but it suits, you know, the motive of where my mind's at and what I'm dealing with right now.
So what is the message that's coming out from that then?
I suppose my message is, you know, if you come from certain areas and you come from a certain background and you've lived a certain life, you know, hold your head and prepare for a better tomorrow. Put your plans in place. My whole kind of framework is positive thinking. Like, you know, regardless of the circumstances, if things are difficult for you, it will be easier for you to get out of that situation if you think on a positive mind frame than a negative one.
So take control of it, really.
Take control of your life, innit? Take control of your life and your destiny. You know, create a plan, a life plan about how you're going to go forward. And that could be really, when I say a life plan, I mean, some people think, well, what's a life plan?
Yeah.
Same way you write a business plan, you write a life plan. Because if you haven't got no plan, you're just like a, you know, you're just like a leaf on water. You just been wherever the current goes, you're going with it, and that current could lead to somewhere you don't want to be. So you get what I'm saying? You got to take control and steer your life. You get what I'm saying?
To just round things up, where can people get hold of you, Cipher?
Oh yeah, they can get me on Twitter at CipherJewels, so at CipherJewels. I'm on Facebook, King CipherJewels, and I'm kind of easily approachable anyway. You know, just hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. Let me know what you're trying to do, and we'll support. And my website is www.sankofacentre.co.uk. That's an organisation that I work with, so you can reach me through there as well.
Okay. Where can people get the book from?
It's on Amazon. There's a number of stores that have got it. Like in London, you've got New Beacon Books. You've got New Beacon Books. You've got Black and Dread Shop in Brixton. You've got Dark and Cold in Soho. You've got in Birmingham, you've got Hatman store got it, Black Diamond have got it, but also at the moment we're in talks to kind of set up like a national distribution, because it's been doing really well. So so it should be available in your mainstream stores in a couple of months.
So that's the Secret Money Manual.
Yeah, the Secret Money Manual. Yeah. Okay. And look out for the album. A Better Tomorrow's coming real soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for sharing your vision with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Today, that's really very deep and soulful, and really heartfelt what you've said today. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And you're watching Midlands Music Scene. Keep tuned now. They're supporting what's going on in the scene in Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Walsall, West Bromwich, and the whole of the Midlands. Show love and support. Yeah. Bless.